the White House or DHS instructing border agents to refuse ride-along requests from reporters? Because that's what a lot of our folks on the ground are hearing.
It's coordinated through the Department of Homeland Security, and I'd point you to them for any additional questions about the logistics of press access.
But our reporters used to be able to get ride-alongs during the Trump administration, and you all came in and promised to be the most truthful and transparent administration, and you all, oversee the Department of Homeland Security. So if you all wanted to grant access to the press, couldn't you just tell DHS to do it?
Again, we fully support transparency, and I would encourage you to talk to the Department of Homeland Security about any requests you have for press access or what you're looking to accomplish at the border.
Follow up, you talked about how the president saw those photos in one of the recent briefings as it relates to these shelters, detention centers, decompression centers. I'm not sure what specific photos he saw. We asked yesterday, we'll ask again today, can you provide those? Will you provide those to the American public to see what it looks like there right now?
Well, first let me say that the White House and we all in the administration support finding a way to grant access to the media, to the HHS and OR facilities or the shelters where these children are staying for a temporary period of time before they are placed with family members or with sponsored homes. The Office of Refugee Resettlement has not been hosting, as you've noted, media tours of unaccompanied children facilities currently due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but we remain committed to transparency and we're considering potential options, and we hope to have an update on that soon.
So even if we didn't get a tour, can you provide us the photos that the president was provided?
There was a private briefing, an internal briefing from several weeks ago. We typically don't provide those materials publicly, but we do want you to be able to, or a pool of media, to be able to have your own visuals and get your own footage of these facilities.
Several buses loaded with undocumented migrant teenage boys from Central America arrived at the Dallas Convention Center last night. They're going to be housed there for a while as the Biden administration tries to handle the surge that we're seeing at the border right now. Fox 4's Hannah Battah here with the latest. Hannah?
Lauren, good morning. 4 buses pulled up to the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center last night. Federal agencies have turned the convention center into an emergency intake facility. The 15 to 17-year-old boys will be housed there up to 90 days. Still not clear how many boys were on the buses or how many more will arrive later this week. The government and local charities are going to be providing care for these teens. A handful of immigration rights activists showed up with signs ahead of their arrival.
I feel it's important that we show these kids that we do care about them, They're not alone in this world. People do care.
Meantime, the political fight over immigration policy rages on. Governor Greg Abbott talked about his concerns with the operation during a stop in Dallas Wednesday. He continues to blame the Biden administration's relaxed immigration policies for this recent surge at the border. Governor is calling on the federal government to allow DPS officers into the convention center to speak to young migrants.
America needs to know how these children, some are young children, how they are coming across the border, and who is it that is helping these children come across the border. Americans need to know whether or not these children were harmed or abused in any way. They need to know if these children were assisted, coerced, or threatened by cartel members or by human traffickers.
A federal court ruling last November prevented the government from turning back unaccompanied minors at the border. Since then, the number of young migrants detained has skyrocketed. The Biden administration has kept a pandemic-related policy in place from the Trump White House that allows border agents to expel adults and families to Mexico or other countries. Governor Abbott says he is also worried about the spread of COVID-19. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says all children will have a health screening and that CDC guidelines will be followed.